They banned me from my own mother's birthday. But what hurt more was watching them smile in front of my face while plotting behind my back. And just when they thought they'd won, my sister's boyfriend stood up and said something that left the entire room in silence. Before we go on, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more shocking real-life stories with massive twists you won't see coming. When I got the invitation for Mom's 60th birthday, I smiled. I was happy. I thought maybe this was the one day they'd treat me like part of the family. But 2 days before the event, I got a text from my eldest brother. Plans changed. It's just close family now. You understand, right? I was shocked. I am close family. But I didn't respond. I didn't want to sound desperate. I just said, sure. Hope it goes well. What I didn't tell them was that I had already booked a flight. I was flying home anyway. And what they didn't know was that someone inside the family had already told me the truth. They weren't cutting numbers. They just didn't want me there. Why? Because I wasn't like them. I didn't wear designer clothes. I didn't show off my car. I didn't post fake vacations online. They called me the quiet failure. But what they didn't know was that for the past 7 years, I'd been quietly building something huge while they were busy competing on Instagram likes, and here's where it got worse. When I arrived in town, I didn't even plan to go to the party. I was just going to visit Mom the next morning, but fate had other plans. Because that night, while I was staying at a nearby hotel, I got a call from someone completely unexpected. My sister's boyfriend, Liam. He whispered, "Morgan, I need to talk to you. Something's not right. You need to hear what your family said about you behind your back tonight." And what he told me changed everything. I didn't plan to go, honestly. After all, what's the point of showing up somewhere you're not wanted? But that morning, something inside me shifted. I pulled out the envelope I had sealed 2 years ago. The one that held my revenge, my closure, and my truth. I got dressed, not in anything flashy, just a simple outfit and the confidence they thought I'd never have again. The birthday party was in full swing by the time I arrived. Laughter echoed through the garden, balloons everywhere, fairy lights glowing, and that fake cheerfulness my family was always so good at pretending. I saw my mom surrounded by everyone, smiling like nothing had happened. Like she hadn't blocked my number 3 months ago over a lie my sister Jessica made up. People turned to stare the moment I walked in. My cousin gasped. Aunt Linda whispered something behind her wine glass. And my sister? She looked like she'd seen a ghost. "Oh, look who decided to show up." Jessica sneered loud enough for everyone to hear. Didn't think freeloaders were allowed on the guest list. A few chuckled. Others just stared. My hands tightened around the envelope, but I said nothing. I walked straight to the table, picked up a glass of water, and stayed silent. That's when her boyfriend Liam stood up slowly. The man who had always been polite to me. Almost too polite. His face looked different today. Tight. Focused. Like he knew something nobody else did. "Jessica," Liam said, clearing his throat. "Should I tell them, or do you want to explain it yourself?" Everyone froze. Jessica's face dropped. "What the hell are you talking about?" Liam reached into his jacket and pulled out his phone. "This," he said, clicking a button. "This voice recording from last month. The one where you admitted to framing Morgan, your own brother, just so you could get Mom to rewrite the will." Gasps. Everywhere. My father stood up so fast his chair fell over. "What?" Jessica tried to laugh it off. "Liam, are you seriously joking right now?" But Liam wasn't smiling, and the voice that played through the speaker, clear as day, was Jessica's, talking, laughing, bragging, about how she tricked everyone, how she told Mom I'd stolen money, when all I had done was move out and mind my business. The silence that followed was suffocating. But this was just the beginning. What I was about to do next would change everything, forever. Jessica lunged for Liam's phone, but he pulled it back, holding it high above her reach. "Don't even try," he said, his voice low and steady. "I've already backed this up. Sent it to Morgan, and your mom, and a lawyer." You could hear a pin drop. My aunt nearly dropped her glass. My mother? She just stood there, pale, gripping the edge of the table like the ground might fall out from under her. I didn't move. I didn't have to. I finally opened the envelope I had brought, the one I'd kept sealed for years. Inside was a single photo and a printed email. I walked over to my mother and handed it to her. She stared at it for a long second. Her eyes widened. This is from your father," she whispered. "Read it out loud," I said. She hesitated, and then her voice broke as she read. "Jessica's been lying. Morgan didn't steal anything. I saw the transfer myself. It was Jessica who moved the money. I wanted to come clean, but she threatened to tell you about what happened in Arizona. I'm sorry. I failed you." That letter had been buried in Dad's old laptop, the one I inherited after he passed. I had never shown it before. I had hoped I wouldn't have to. Jessica's face drained of all color. "This is fake! This is so fake!" But no one believed her anymore. Liam stepped back. "I'm done, Jess. I can't marry someone who would do this to her own family." Jessica tried to scream something at him, but her words came out garbled. My mother sat down, tears running down her face, and for the first time in years, she looked at me, really looked at me. "Morgan, I didn't know. I didn't let her finish. I never needed you to believe me," I said calmly. "I just needed you to know the truth. That's what this party's about, right? Celebrating milestones. Well, consider this mine." And with that, I turned around and walked away, leaving behind the lies, the gasps, the stares, and a family that had finally seen what I'd been trying to show them all along. But just as I reached the gate, someone called out, "Wait! Morgan, please. You need to hear what Grandma said before she died. It's about you and Jessica." I froze. I turned slowly, my heart pounding in my chest. What did Grandma say? It was Aunt Valerie, the quiet one, the one who rarely spoke up during family chaos. She stepped forward, clutching a crumpled napkin in her hand. "She made me promise I'd tell you, if the truth ever came out," she said gently. But she was scared of what Jessica would do. Jessica let out a bitter laugh. "Oh, please, what now, some ghost story?" But no one was listening to her anymore. Aunt Valerie looked at me. "Before your grandma passed, she told me Jessica wasn't just trying to ruin your life out of jealousy." I raised an eyebrow. "Then what was it?" "She was trying to cover up a secret. A big one. One only your grandma, your father, and Jessica knew." A cold knot twisted in my stomach. What secret? Aunt Valerie handed me the napkin. On it, scrawled in shaky handwriting, were 5 words. "Jessica isn't your real sister." I stared at it, my mind racing. "What are you talking about?" Aunt Valerie sighed. "Jessica is your half-sister. She's not your mom's daughter. Your dad, he had an affair, and Jessica was the result. He kept it hidden for years. But when your mom found out, she forgave him. On one condition." I felt like the air had been knocked out of me. "She made him cut ties with the other woman," Aunt Valerie continued. "But your grandma, she stayed in touch. She helped raise Jessica when no one else would. When your dad tried to bring Jessica back into the picture, to do the right thing, That's when everything spiraled. Your mom didn't want the reminder. Jessica didn't want to be second place. So she twisted everything, every story, every truth. My mother was sobbing now. I didn't want to lose him. I couldn't lose him. Jessica just stood there frozen. For once, speechless. And I felt strangely calm. Everything made sense. All the bitterness, the sabotage, the lies. It was never about me being better. It was about Jessica never feeling like she belonged. I looked at her, not with anger anymore, but pity. I guess we were both lied to, I said quietly. Then I turned to my mother. But the difference is, I didn't turn that pain into poison, and with that, I walked away. Truly free this time. No secrets, no shame, just the truth.